This is Ryan Elliott for Boxing Social in association with Bedford and Camden today. We're joined by Australian heavyweight Demsey McKean. Demsey, I haven't seen you since we're out in America. How are you?
I'm good, mate. Been good since then as well. Got plenty of hard training in between since the last time I saw you, so just ready to go on Sunday.
I was going to ask you about that. Since we saw each other, I was watching you get that win out there in America. I've seen you been working with Tony Sims a bit. Have you kind of managed your time since? How long have you been in the gym with Tony?
I think it's been close to a couple of months now. I reckon I had about 8 or 9 weeks straight under Tony too, working every day, getting some good hard spars in 2-3 times a week too. Like I was saying before, I think I've ever had this much sparring for a camp. We're quite limited back home in Australia, far and few in between good quality sparring partners, but here it's been plentiful, it's been great, and I'm well conditioned. I'm ready to showcase that on Sunday.
What's the mood like in that Sims gym? We know there's a lot of quality fighters in there. I know Conor Ben's in around at the minute doing some sparring. What's it like being around these fighters?
It's great, we all push each other. These guys are at the top of their game as I'm at the top of my game as well. We're all world-rated guys out there that Tony's training. So he's got a great stable of fighters, great people as well. He's trained other former fighters and champions in the past too. So his credentials are second to none. He's one of the best coaches in the UK and this side of the world. So very privileged to be able to train under him too.
Let's talk about the Bracamonte fight then. Best known over here for the fight he had with Dave Allen. Gave Dave Allen a bit more trouble than I think Dave was expecting. What do you make of him as a fighter?
He's a tough lad, he's a tough, hungry, young up-and-coming guy. His only losses have been against good quality guys, good prospects, undefeated fighters. He went the 10 rounds with Romanov, another world-rated fighter, the Russian. So he's a tough cookie, but I think my skills and my move and my speed and southpaw stance is going to give him a world of trouble on Sunday night. So.
Everyone loves a heavyweight, especially on the broadcast, so always keep an eye out for them. Is it on your mind with someone like Bracamonte? I know he's a tough fighter, but to maybe get him out there and make that statement on British soil?
Yeah, definitely, but it is heavyweight boxing too, we know how unpredictable this division can be, so I have to be smart and calculated and still go out there with vicious intents and, land my shots clean and do what I need to do. It's as simple as that. So, but I think my style is going to be too much for him as well, and it's going to be a career best performance.
All being well on Saturday, all the ranked heavyweights are kind of jockeying for position at the minute with all the belts tied up. Is the Joseph Parker fight the big fight that makes the most sense probably for you?
Definitely. I see a lot of guys calling him out at the moment as well. I think, who was it, Joe Joyce? I think they might have made an offer as well, and someone else too. So he's getting quite a few offers thrown at him, because he's quite highly rated, former world champion, and maybe guys think they can beat him too. So I think he's a good fighter, good competitor, and I'd love to be able to get in the ring and slug it out with him too, So hopefully we can make that fight in the future.
I've got to ask you, as a heavyweight, Fury Whyte, we now know it's signed. That it looks like it's going to be April at Wembley Stadium. Who wins and how?
Look, man, I'm a fan of Whyte. I shared the sparring camp with him recently. I think he's got the tools to be able to beat him too. Obviously, Fury's he's a beast. He's a big giant, moves well, uses his size well as well. But Dillian, he's no slouch either. He's quite good. He's got good counter shots too, and he's a big puncher. And as we know, it's heavyweight division, so I think it's going to be a great fight, regardless. I'm really looking forward to that as a fan as well.
You've had more of an insight into Dillian Whyte than any of us could ever talk on his behalf for. Was there anything that surprised you about him when you were in camp with him? Anything he does exceptionally well that you saw up close?
He's probably a nicer person than I was expecting as well, Like, I know you can't judge a book by its cover, but he's a really good bloke, He's a top person, and he's like his counter shots. Like I said, he's a big counter puncher that comes back with the big heavy shots too. So that surprised me the first time I sparred him. So I had to be a little bit more switched on next time I did, So, but he's a great fighter, and he's next in line for the World Championship for a reason.
Exciting times for Australian boxing in general. There's the crop of Australian fighters in Matchroom at the minute. Also got George Cambosa signing a big stadium fight out there. With that in mind, and Matchroom maybe looking to move in that territory, how much does that excite you, knowing that you could be at the forefront of their move over to Australia?
As much as I love fighting over here in America, and now the UK is all making both my debuts, I think everyone loves fighting in front of that home crowd, having the cheers of your supporters. So I'd love and cherish that if I got to fight back there in a stadium fight as well. It'd be massive. So, and all my friends and family keep pestering, when's Matchroom coming back to Australia? When are they going to set up? So when they do, I'll be ready, and I'll be looking to put on another great performance out there too.
Right, Dempsey, thank you so much for speaking to Boxing Social. Good luck this weekend.